Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Yeah, I got the clippers off. The clippers. The things that I'm wearing off. My bracelets, I should have kept them on. I could have done a Wonder Woman thing. I am doing a live telecast that's not live. I do have to lower this music though. I just created some bizarre little music soundscape in the background. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's midnight on Thursday night. I got home from the hospital about, well, what this is my recap of my last week. I was gone from Facebook, I was gone from YouTube, I was in the hospital, and I equated to my week-long jail sentence, painful, hallucinogenic experience, adventure, like a Bill and Ted. It's Donstar, Roy B. Donstar's hallucinogenic, painful, prison-feeling, hospital-staying adventure. And I was going to go on and maybe tell you guys about this, but I figured, you know, right now, all the memories and everything are fresh in my mind. So I thought, you know what, why not just throw the camera up? I'm going to record this. It's going to be bald. It's going to be bald. That's what she said. It's going to be just rough, and because my damn programming is not working, my editor, so this is just going to be a rough video, like a live video, but it's going to be in sections. There'll be a part 1 through however long this is going to go, because I'm not sure how long I have these, my camcorder, who I'm looking at, how long the actual videos are going to be. So they'll either be a half hour long or hopefully a half hour or longer, and not just like a bunch of 10-minute videos. That would be boring and interruptive. And so yeah, let me just get on with it. Last week, Thursday, Thursday last week I was off from work and spent the day as I normally do, playing some video games, watching some movies, catching up on TV shows. And if you know my apartment, I'm not going to do inserts and I'm not going to turn the camera. This is just going to be very raw, very bald, as she said. I have a entranceway. If you see my other videos, you kind of see my entranceway. There's like this small little vestibule, and then there are 2 stairs that you have to step up, and then you're on this main floor. It's a big wooden floor. And there's this big room, and there's a little kitchen there, and then there's the bedroom in the background, which I never show. I only showed that once during the during the Barry fight. Anyway, I was up there, and there's this small area right next to my window where it's just a bare wall. And I thought, you know, I got the pictures up there, the 8x10 autographs. I was like, you know, that'd be kind of cool to put a group of pictures up there. Wait, that got loud. And so I figured, why not? So I got them all framed. I got them all ready. I got the nails, and I'm tap, 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 tap. And I don't know when, it was just one of these times, I just took a step back. And when I stepped back, my foot hit the edge of the stair, and it went floop, and went over, and I'm lucky I didn't break an ankle. But what I did do, unfortunately, is when I came down, not the first step, not the main landing, but the second step, my left leg's kneecap just pounded right on the ground there, and I fell back and basically lost my stepping. Got myself up and did the old Family Guy. You know, did the Family Guy thing, and got up and said, screw the pictures. Moving on, I'll put those up later. And then sat down here and did some more. And then I went and made myself a stiff drink because that's what I needed after a good fall. And sat down on the couch, put my leg up because I got the recliner, and threw something in to watch. And that was my Thursday night. There was no bruising. There was no swelling. It was just a sore leg. An old fat Roger D just fell down and hurt his leg on. And then I went to bed, and that was it. You know, I mean, I wasn't even limping. I was just like, I was slightly limping. I was like, oh, this hurts, but it's gonna go. I've had things happen where it's gonna go. And Friday I get up, and it's a little more sore. It's a little more sore. So as I'm walking, I'm holding on to things. I'm holding on to the couch. I'm holding on to the walls as I go by, the doorways, just to, you know. And I actually went out and drove, and I got some groceries, and I was, you know, limping along the way. But again, still there was a slight swellingness of the lower leg, of the kneecap area, but nothing major. It was like, okay, yeah, I knew there was going to be a bruise and a swell, but there was no bruise at that time. I'm rubbing it right now because it does throb. Still to this day. Oh, throb! Dick Van Dyke. So anyway, the whole day goes by, and I even did the live telecast, which was pissing me off because I couldn't figure out how to keep the damn thing on. Kept cutting out. You've seen the videos. So then that night went on, and I think I went on and I played a few little games online, and then I came back and I watched TV and I went to bed, and that was it. Friday night was done. I was supposed to go into work on Friday night, but because my leg was hurting, I called off. And I says, you know, yeah, I had a slight fall and my leg hurts, and I'm not going to make it in for the 2 to 6 a.m. shift, which is what I normally work on Friday nights. And I'm glad I did because I was able to rest up. But unfortunately, that night sleeping, this is going to be long, folks. I haven't even gotten to the hospital yet. Just tuck in, grab some snacks, grab a drink, sit back. This is going to be like 25 parts. Yeah, I called off, and I thought that would be a good idea. But as I was sleeping, as the night went on, I realized the leg was getting worse. And as I was trying to turn and toss from side to side, I realized I couldn't really lift my leg up from my thigh muscle. It wouldn't raise the leg up to get over the other leg if I wanted to turn that way. And it was really getting sore. So I kind of went to bed, drowsed off. And then the next morning I got up and it was throbbing. It was hurting like crazy. And once I sat up in bed and I looked down at it, it was just black and blue. And you know, if this was the kneecap was out to here. It was just this huge lump. And as this lump was here, underneath the kneecap was just bruised. It was horrible. And down the side of my knee was getting very red and very dark, and it freaked me out. It really did. And I was like, okay, I think I should go see a doctor, because heads up, I'm a diabetic, type 2 diabetes. I don't inject or anything, but I do take pills, and I take this blood thinner, mainly because I have also atrial fib, which is a rattle in the heart. So I take this blood thinner, so the blood goes fluidly through me, and it doesn't create blood clots, as most thick blood would do, and doesn't get up to my brain to cause a stroke or get into my heart valves, which would cause a heart attack. So I was like, okay, they always said, even though I didn't break the skin, there was no blood or anything. They said, or in the back of my mind, I was like, I should go get this checked out. I got to get this checked out. So I attempted this. That was all while I was just sitting up in the bed. So I got myself standing, and that was it. That was like, okay, this is serious now. I got myself, I limbered, I hopped, I bunny hopped my way to the fridge, got myself a bottle of water, came over here in front of the computer, and did that little thing I did on Facebook. Going to the hospital, leg is really bad. I'll contact you guys later when I'm home, which is tonight, and I'm doing it now. Couldn't drive, didn't want to drive to the hospital, even though it's like 10 minutes away from me. So I called a cab. American Taxi, great people, used them a lot last winter when my car was having a lot of issues, which still is, but it drives much better in the summer than it does in the winter, which means next winter, if I don't get a new car, I'll be ending up taking a taxi to work every day like I did last year. So anyway, I called them and they said they'd be here immediately and blah, blah, blah. So I got everything all closed up as much as I could and made my way out to the parking lot area and just kind of found my car and leaned on it. And the pain was, I mean, I was holding on. It was almost like I could barely stand. It was that much in pain. Couldn't bend it, couldn't put any weight on it, nothing. So I made myself out there. Cab showed up. Unfortunately, it was a van, which means the van has bucket seats, which means I can't scoot back. Like if it was a regular car, it would be a long back seat and I'd be able to scoot back and keep my foot straight on the seat in front of me. No, it was a bucket seat. So, and the guy didn't get out to give me a hand or anything, even though I wrote on the thing, I may need some help getting in the cab. Going to the hospital, you see where we're going? So he never got out of the thing. And karma, he never got out of the cab. And so I got myself in the bucket seat, and then it was trying to turn my body to get into the thing. And of course the seat in front is right there. So I had to bend my sore knee because it's my left knee, and and oh my God, it was painful, and I had it twisted, and the kneecap, which was sore, was right up against the seat in front. There was no space. It was just there, and every bump was like, The only thing I ever brought, I brought to the hospital was my wallet, my keys to my apartment, and the last doctor's report. When I went to the doctor, the last thing of all the medicines I'm taking, what my checkout, my blood count, all that other stuff, sugar count. So I brought that because I figured it'd be easier to just give it to him than telling him everything, because I was in excruciatingly painful. So yeah, I did that. We got to the hospital, lickety split, not really. But we did, and I asked the guy for a wheelchair. The guy still didn't get out of the cab, and I was just kind of like waving at the guy in the parking area who's standing there looking at me, and I'm like, wheelchair, we need. He finally went in there looking like, I got a wheelchair for this guy. Opened the door, got myself out. I gave the guy, while the wheelchair was coming, I gave the guy my credit card. He ran it, denied. And I knew there was like $60 on the thing. It's a debit card. I was like, try it again. I know there's money. I just checked yesterday and there was money. I knew, because that was why I took the cab, because I knew I had money. Denied. So I gave him another card, which I knew had nothing on it. I was just hoping, and denied. And by that time, the wheelchair guy came out and he was like, I just realized I'm telling this huge story and it's just beginning. The wheelchair came out and he goes, oh, we got a cash station back here. Oh, is it right there? No, it's way on the other side of the hospital, but we can take you there and you can pay the guy. Okay, fine. So we get into the emergency area. The guy's pushing me along. The cab driver's walking behind. I want my $7, which is all it was. It was only $7. Still, I understand. I totally understand. And I was pretty damn embarrassed that I didn't have $7 to give the damn guy. But it was all spur of the moment. I didn't expect this. So we went to the emergency check-in. I told him why I was there. We did our various, this, I'm here. Okay, we'll get your records. You need to go with him. So the three of us, the guy pushing me and the taxi guy, We went past the cafeteria, past the doctor's lunch area, all the way to the other end of the hospital, went to the cash machine. Cash machine only gives $20 amounts, not anything under. And all I need is like 10 bucks. Give me 10 bucks so I give the guy. I'm not going to give the guy 20 bucks. Now I'm starting to worry. Am I going to get a $20 bill or am I going to get 2 10s? Does this guy have cash so he can give me the $10 back? Apparently it doesn't matter because both cards were against. And I was like, why did my card not go through? And then I'm thinking, it had credit, it had debit, it had checking account. I'm like, am I putting the wrong thing in? I always put credit, and it asks for the ID, you put the number in, and you get your cash back. So there's got to be something odd. And throughout the entire week until I got home today and found out what was going on, I thought I had the money in there. The money's there. I'm just not hitting it right for it to come out. Anyway, I turned to the guy. I go, dude, can I mail it to you? Can I do it? And he's like, he doesn't speak English. And so we go